Live from the Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL 9 News at 9.
Breaking news in Northern California tonight. Tens of thousands forced to evacuate tonight due to concerns the Oroville Dam's emergency spillway could fail. Good evening, everybody. I'm Elsa Ramon. An emergency in Oroville tonight. Many residents in the city of 15,000 ordered to get to high ground because the Oroville Dam is in danger of unleashing uncontrolled floodwaters. It is the tallest dam in the nation, standing more than 700 feet tall. And for the first time since the Oroville Dam was built nearly 50 years ago, the emergency spillway was activated yesterday morning. And now there are signs that the spillway will soon fail, dumping Lake Oroville into the city of Oroville downstream. Christy Fajardo is live in the newsroom tonight with the latest on a frightening night for thousands of residents who live around the lake. Christy.
Yeah, it certainly is. Also, the National Weather Service could not have been more blunt, saying this is not a drill, telling 130,000 people in low-lying areas in multiple cities to get out. This is the concern. Massive amounts of water are pouring over the spillway at Lake Oroville. The water should be channeled through the spillway on the right of your screen. Instead, it's spilling right over the walls. Engineers say a big crater formed on the primary spillway, which is used to ease pressure. It just couldn't take all the wear and tear from the recent rains. That forced authorities to divert water to the auxiliary spillway for the first time in the dam's 50-year history. But this afternoon, engineers spotted a hole in that backup spillway and feared it was only going to get bigger, and once it did, nothing would be able to stop the waters from pouring into the Feather River and flooding communities. That's when deputies moved in, telling everyone to clear out. The National Weather Service had initially expected the spillway to give way just before 6 this evening, but say the erosion has slowed. Even so, tonight, there are traffic jams on what are ordinarily rural roads as people pack up and head out, not knowing if they will have a home to return to.
I live in Oroville, so we've been going on this since Tuesday.
All right, what were your initial reactions to the mandatory evacuations to get out?
Go get my wife and get out of there. Get our home.
I've been concerned.
What's your big concern right now?
Just Marysville being flooded because we're a fishbowl.
And take a look at this. Tonight, this is the scene in Butte County. Inmates are being shipped out of the Butte County jail for their own safety until the danger has passed. At this hour, engineers are using construction helicopters to move large rocks to try to plug the holes. Authorities are also trying to release as much water as possible to relieve the pressure on the spillway. But it is still a very precarious situation. We are keeping an eye on the Oroville Dam and will bring you the latest throughout the night. Back to you.
All right, Christy, thank you so much. And joining us now by phone is Chris Orrick with the California Department of Water Resources tonight. Chris, thanks for joining us again during our 9 o'clock hour. So has anything changed in the past hour, and are people still evacuating right now?
Yeah, thanks for having me back. The situation has stabilized. We have no further reports of erosion. We're continuing to move water out of the reservoir. And we still have the mandatory evacuation in place, and we'll continue that until we're assured that the community is safe and that people are safe to return home.
So does this mean right now the people who are leaving, who are under the mandatory evacuation order, really don't have any definitive time when they can return home?
No, unfortunately, we have to think of their safety and as the night fell, and it made it a little harder to continue to evaluate the location of this erosion. We had to ensure that the community was safe. So it's better to err on the side of caution and keep the people safe over the long term.
I know you said Mother Nature has been tough on you up there in Northern California, us down here as well. That has certainly contributed to the problem. But you wanted to make it clear during our 8 o'clock hour that the problem isn't with the dam. Can you explain how the two spillways are now turning this into a big emergency situation?
Sure. Our primary spillway, which is the cement line spillway, where we first had the erosion back on Tuesday, is all the way over as you're looking at the dam from the opposite side of the reservoir, so the back side of the dam is all the way over to the left side, not even connected to the dam. It takes water directly from the reservoir and runs it down the chute. The emergency spillway is farther to the left of our gated spillway. So it is not connected directly to the dam. The severe erosion that we had today was in the emergency spillway unlined area, which is basically a hillside. So the hole that was developed is not at the dam.
Okay, I know yesterday we were talking about the growing potential problem there with the spillway, but what changed in the last 24 hours? Yesterday, the people who live downstream and down below the spillways were told that things are being taken care of and you guys are monitoring the situation. Today, they're being told there are mandatory evacuations. How did this change so quickly, and are there tests or anything that you can do prior to heavy rains that we've seen in the last couple of weeks to make sure these spillways won't fail?
When we have heavy rain for the last couple months, and as all your viewers know, after 6 years of drought in California, this is our wettest winter on record. Our rain total has exceeded all of rain total for last year already. We maintain a level of storage in Lake Oroville to have flood control. As the levels increase, we let out. Unfortunately, with the erosion that we had on our main spillway, we were not able to take enough water out of the lake to keep up with the inflow. So that's why the emergency spillway was activated. It's like a infinity pool. When it gets up to 901 feet of lake level, it just automatically flows down an unlined, unregulated hillside. That water, the force of that water created a hole that started working back towards the reservoir. And, if we had been able to move water out on a regular basis, if we hadn't had the problem with the main spillway, this wouldn't have been an issue. Unfortunately, there's a couple occurrences of different types of erosion that happened that led to this issue of evacuating out of precaution the surrounding communities.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris Orrick with the California Department of Water Resources, for being with us tonight. I know you're very, very busy trying to take care of this emergency situation, so thank you.